personally, I believe it's impossible to teach. It's possible to learn. So I'm mostly focusing on my students' learning rather than on my teaching. If you extrapolate, in order to become a good teacher, one needs to want to and learn to be one. I don't need to explain to this audience that parenting is teaching, and teaching is much like parenting. So what do we usually want for our children? We want them to build a house, plant a tree, and raise a child. What do children want though? They want candies, toys, and games. If we transfer that to academics, what do our academic children want? Students. This is the academic candy, an easy A. And this is another thing they very much attracted to. What do academic parents want for students? Well, we want them to graduate and build a house, plant a tree, and raise a child. I don't mind candies, but they should be well deserved. And I can't think of a worse use of candies as replacing the real food. When I was preparing for this talk, I was shocked to learn about the Atlanta cheating scandal. If you were not following, teachers were fixing students' grades at the standardized tests. And here is the numerical summary of the story. And what's most shocking to me, at least, is this number. It was going on for 10 years. Can you imagine? It's a whole generation of students, and they wasted 10 years of their life. And they may be even thinking that they were doing fine. Okay? They were happy. So, I guess it's the main question. Are teachers really after making the students happy? I would say no. We're not to make them happy right now. We're to make them happy in the long run. What's the ultimate goal of teaching? And in the past, it's been when our students graduate, we wanted them to be competitive with graduates of other universities. Okay? It may become a very near future that our students, our alumni, will be competing with robots. Not to offend our robotics people. So how can a human compete with a robot? It's hard, and it's easy. Humans just need to do something robots can't. I guess our art colleagues are protected for now. But what's for the rest of us? It's actually, the answer is just around us. I want to use this quote. Humans can create and discover, and that's exactly where we can beat the machines. We need to develop thinking. We need to make sure students are trainable and flexible. And one big reason for that is the job that will be most demand 10 years from now doesn't exist today. We cannot train them 10 years ahead. That's reality. So we have to develop these skills. And the most important skill that they need to learn in college is how to learn. And how to learn quickly, faster than robots. My biology colleagues will tell you that learning is changing the brain. Introduce this nice gentleman, John von Neumann, one of the greatest mathematicians of the 20th century and the founding father of computer. He wrote a very interesting popular book that's called The Computer and the Brain. And the main message that I took from this book was, if the brain has a structure similar to that of a typical computer, the brain would be operating very, very slowly. So what our brain is a very complicated biological thinking machine. So maybe we could use that to the advantage of our students. We teach students and we learn from them. As you know, our incoming freshmen are going to be participating in the Common Reader program in the fall. What's good for our students should be good for us, right? And I'd like to propose, and I know some of my English colleagues already like the idea, propose the faculty Common Reader program, and this is the book that I want to bring up. It's where I stole the title from. The Art of Changing the Brain, written by James Dahl, a neuroscience professor at Case Western. In the book, he explains in a very popular terms how we can use our knowledge of brain to develop successful teaching techniques. Inevitably, I realized that if a teacher has any success at all, she has produced physical change in her student's brain. Teaching is the art of changing the brain.